The 1930s saw the rise of aggressive regimes in Europe, a period marked by political instability and economic turmoil. The Great Depression had left many countries in disarray, creating fertile ground for radical ideologies to take root. Notably, Nazi Germany under the leadership of Adolf Hitler emerged as a dominant force. Hitler's rise to power was fueled by his charismatic oratory and promises to restore Germany to its former glory. Hitler's foreign policy was aggressively expansionist, driven by his belief in the superiority and destiny of the German people. He sought to overturn the post-World War I order and establish a vast German empire in Europe. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, had imposed harsh penalties on Germany, including significant territorial losses, military restrictions, and hefty reparations. This treaty was deeply resented by the German populace, who viewed it as a national humiliation and a source of economic hardship. The League of Nations, established to maintain peace, proved ineffective in curbing the aggression of rising powers like Germany, Italy, and Japan. Its inability to enforce its resolutions and the lack of support from major powers undermined its authority. The policy of appeasement, adopted by Britain and France, aimed to avoid conflict by conceding to some of Hitler's demands. However, this strategy only emboldened Hitler, convincing him that the Western powers lacked the will to oppose his ambitions. Poland, situated between Germany and the Soviet Union, found itself in a precarious position. The country was vulnerable to the territorial ambitions of both neighboring powers, making it a likely target for future aggression. Hitler's annexation of Austria in 1938 and the subsequent dismemberment of Czechoslovakia in 1939 demonstrated the futility of appeasement. These actions showed that Hitler's ambitions were not limited to mere territorial adjustments, but aimed at complete domination. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, signed in August 1939 between Germany and the Soviet Union, shocked the world. This non-aggression treaty included secret protocols dividing Eastern Europe into spheres of influence, setting the stage for further conflict. This pact set the stage for Hitler's invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, which marked the beginning of World War II. The swift and brutal invasion demonstrated the devastating effectiveness of the German blitzkrieg strategy, leading to a rapid collapse of Polish resistance and drawing Britain and France into the conflict. Hitler's motivations for conquering Poland were deeply tied to his ideology and strategic goals. His vision for a greater Germany was not just about territorial expansion, but also about racial purity and dominance. He saw Poland as a stepping stone towards Lebensraum, acquiring territories in the east for German settlement. This concept of Lebensraum was central to Nazi ideology, aiming to provide living space for the Aryan race by displacing or eliminating those deemed inferior. Poland's fertile land and resources were essential to this plan. The rich agricultural land of Poland was seen as a means to feed the growing German population and support the war effort. Hitler resented Poland's territorial gains after World War I, particularly the Polish corridor. This strip of land separated East Prussia from the rest of Germany, and its loss was a source of national humiliation for many Germans. He viewed Poles as an inferior race, destined to be subjugated by Germans. Nazi propaganda dehumanized the Polish people, portraying them as subhuman and justifying their subjugation and exploitation. The conquest of Poland was strategically significant, providing a springboard for further aggression eastward. By securing Poland, Hitler aimed to create a buffer zone against the Soviet Union and prepare for future conflicts. On September 1, 1939, under fabricated pretext, Germany invaded Poland, starting World War II. This invasion was marked by brutal tactics and overwhelming force, setting the stage for the widespread devastation that would follow in the years to come. Germany's swift victory over Poland was due to blitzkrieg, or lightning war. This approach emphasized speed, surprise, and concentrated force to overwhelm the enemy. Blitzkrieg relied on mobility, coordination, and technological superiority. Key elements included armored thrusts supported by mobile infantry and close air support. Panzer divisions broke through enemy lines, disrupting command and control. The Luftwaffe gained air superiority, crippling the enemy's ability to resist. Effective coordination and communication were crucial to Blitzkrieg's success. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland, starting World War II. The invasion began with artillery bombardment and air raids on Polish targets. German panzer divisions surged across the border, exploiting gaps in Polish defenses. The speed and ferocity of the German advance caught the Polish army off guard. Despite fierce resistance, the Polish forces were outmatched by the German war machine. The aim was to encircle and destroy the Polish army, cutting the country in half. As Germany invaded Western Poland on September 1, 1939, the Soviet Union, under the terms of the secret protocol of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, invaded from the east on September 17, 1939. The Polish army, already engaged in fierce battles with the Germans, found itself in an untenable position, unable to effectively combat both invaders simultaneously. The Soviet invasion sealed Poland's fate, leading to a swift and brutal occupation. The Polish government, realizing the hopelessness of the situation, was forced to flee to Romania, leaving the country in chaos. The partition of Poland between Germany and the Soviet Union became a grim reality, as the two powers divided the country along the lines agreed upon in their secret pact. Millions of Poles faced brutal occupation by two totalitarian regimes, each imposing their own harsh rule. The Soviet occupation was marked by mass deportations, executions, and widespread persecution, targeting anyone deemed a threat to Soviet control. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, signed in August 1939, allowed Hitler to consolidate his gains in Poland without fear of Soviet intervention and prepare for further aggression in Europe. This agreement between the two dictatorships had far-reaching consequences. The pact shattered any hopes for a united front against Nazi Germany, leaving Europe vulnerable to further Nazi expansion and setting the stage for the devastating conflict that would follow. The German invasion of Poland shocked the international community. Britain and France declared war on Germany on September 3, 1939. Despite declarations, neither took significant military action to aid Poland. The phony war highlighted the Western powers' reluctance to engage Germany. The League of Nations expelled the Soviet Union but couldn't stop the conflict. The United States, initially neutral, provided material aid to Britain and France. The invasion exposed the dangers of appeasement and the failure of collective security. Poland, abandoned by its allies, became the first victim of Nazi aggression. The fall of Poland marked the beginning of World War II. The invasion shattered the fragile peace in Europe, leading to unprecedented brutality. The German victory showcased the effectiveness of blitzkrieg. The rapid collapse of Polish resistance emboldened Hitler for further conquests. The war quickly escalated, drawing in more countries. With Poland conquered, Hitler launched invasions of Denmark, Norway, and France. The division of Poland created a dangerous power vacuum in Eastern Europe. Despite brutal occupation, the Polish people never surrendered. A determined resistance movement rose from the ashes of defeat. The resistance included diverse political ideologies and social groups. Their activities ranged from intelligence gathering to sabotage and armed attacks. The resistance provided valuable intelligence to the Allies. The Warsaw Uprising of 1944 was a remarkable act of defiance. Despite being suppressed, the uprising symbolized Polish courage and determination. The resistance fought for the liberation of Poland from foreign occupation. The Nazi occupation of Poland witnessed the Holocaust. Poland, with its large Jewish population, became the epicenter of this atrocity. The Nazis established concentration and death camps across occupied Poland. Auschwitz-Birkenau became a symbol of the Holocaust. The Nazis also targeted other groups, including Roma, Poles, and Soviet prisoners. The Polish resistance actively opposed the Holocaust, aiding Jews and documenting atrocities. Individuals risked their lives to save Jews, showing extraordinary courage. The conquest of Poland had a lasting impact on the post-war order. Poland's borders were redrawn, losing territory to the Soviet Union and gaining from Germany. The country emerged devastated, its economy in ruins. Poland became a Soviet satellite state under communist rule. The spirit of resistance persisted, with the Catholic Church and Solidarity movement challenging the regime. The fall of the Berlin Wall marked a turning point for Poland. Poland embraced democracy, joining NATO and the European Union. The legacy of World War II continues to shape Poland's identity and foreign policy.